Damn, son, where'd you find this?
People don't be offended by the truth. They be offended because you called out the truth. Simple as that. They don't want to hear any other narrative that makes them look bad.
One thing I can't stand at this big grown age is somebody who act like cause and effect does not exist. Like, yes, your actions caused this outcome. Yes, what you did lit the match. Like, why are you surprised and playing victim?
Guys, Chico, they never lied.
That's how you know somebody doesn't respect you. They listen to reply, not to be understood. They cut you off. They minimize what actually matters to you. They laugh at your boundaries, and then they call you sensitive when you try to hold the line. They show up late. They cancel last minute, forget the things you've told them, because in their world, your time, your energy, even your voice aren't a priority. They're just an option. You see, there are two kinds of people. Those who adjust when they realize they've actually hurt you, and those who expect you to adjust so they don't have to change. You don't need to be disrespected loudly to be disrespected deeply. Sometimes you'll see it. It's just in their tone, in their patterns, in the silence after you're known. Respect isn't what they say when they're watching. It's how they act when they think you'll tolerate it.
If I'm a one-hit wonder, at least I got one, huh? At least I got something, really ain't me. The beat bumping, one song could change lives. Let's see something, one joke could save lives. We gon' keep coming, keep functioning, something out of nothing. Ball-wise, I'm top 300, get your favorite artist. I'll chop it up with mutton if they haters. Your ghost could be bludgeon if they for real. We getting money, subtract BS minus Negroes, cutting everything authentic. Stupid shit I did it, punishing myself like my mom prison. No questions, no tea, not lifting. One time for tea, being broke wasn't living. One hit wonder. At least I got.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Peace and blessings, glory, praise, and honor to the Most High. Let's get this up here. How's everybody feeling? I hope well. I truly do. Friday right around the corner. If we're blessed enough to see another day, I say that's a victory. If you made it through Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and Thursday, for getting in an accident, without getting terminated from your job, stubbing your toe, I say you winning 100%. Thank you all for being in attendance this evening. I appreciate you for being here. You see the title. We're going to talk in a second. Let me give my flowers out. First and foremost, above anything, my poets, writers, painters, authors, content creators. Rest in peace to Chris Brown's backup dancer. I just saw that. Just saw it. I didn't know you, but you got to do something that you enjoyed. And my condolences to you and your family. Matter of fact, before we go any deeper into this, let me see if my bell works. Nope, it doesn't. I wanted to give a bell. I'm gonna have to look at that. For some reason, it keeps on removing my stuff. Nonetheless, Miss Brick Face Lady, ma'am, you have caused a lot of havoc in these social media spaces. A lot of lying, a lot of panhandling, and a lot of grifting. I have a lot that I want to get off of my chest with this one. But before I go there, let me bring this up on the big screen. I got a recap and I got a summary of everything that is currently happening with this woman. Like, share, repost, let the people know that we are on. Let's see. I'm gonna let the clip run. Once she's finished, I will give my commentary and we will proceed forward. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into it, shall we?
Players, talk about a blast from the past. I'm pretty sure y'all remember the brick lady that had the congregation of the internet streets in a chokehold in 2023 with her riveting tale that she was hit in the face with a brick after she declined to give a man her phone number on those Houston streets. Honey, now there were people that were on her side back then, and there were people that were not on her side back then. But the congregation was hot on these streets, and now, baby, the congregation is hot again because the brick lady, aka Rhoda, has been convicted of theft, and she's also been ordered to pay back that $42,000 that she received in that GoFundMe. Y'all grab your tea and have a seat. Let's talk about it. So back in 2023, Rhoda Osmond, aka the Brick Lady, had the congregation of the internet streets on fire when she took to the social media platforms to tell a riveting story of her being hit in the face with a brick after a man asked her for her phone number and she refused. Now, she posted the aftermath of this alleged assault, and then she also posted herself in the hospital. Now, there were people that believed her, there were people that didn't believe her, but apparently prosecutors in Houston didn't believe her. So they began investigating this and they put out a warrant for her arrest. And she ultimately turned herself in on those charges. So Rhoda took this thing to the courtroom, honey. And prosecutors played surveillance video of this incident where she alleged she was hit in the face with a brick. And they say that Rhoda hit the man in the face with an unknown object. And then the man hit her in the face with what appeared to be a water bottle. Now, we saw Rhoda be injured, but they're alleging that there's no way she could have gotten those injuries from that water bottle. And they also say that, hey, it doesn't even matter because she told the congregation of the internet streets that she was hit in the face with a brick, and they felt sorry for her and sent her ass $42,302. Now, cameras weren't allowed in the courtroom, honey, but prosecutors played all of the evidence that Rhoda had made herself explaining this story. They also played that surveillance footage that they were able to uncover. And after 2 hours of deliberations, the jury found Rhoda Osmond guilty. She had to be told to calm down several times after the jury returned that guilty verdict. Prosecutor said, according to bank records, she spent that $42,000 on trips to Jamaica, New York, restaurants, spas, and ride shares. Damn. So the judge sentenced her to 90 days in the clink, 10 years of probation. If she violates any conditions of her probation, she'll have to serve 10 years in the clink. She'll have to undergo inpatient substance abuse treatment, stay off of social media for 10 years, and also pay that $42,000 back in restitution. And Rhoda is a content creator, so 10 years off of social media is going to be hard for her, honey, because that's the way she makes her money. But anyway, y'all put your thoughts in the comments. A bottle is definitely not a brick, but I want to know if y'all think this is too harsh. Put your thoughts. It's Double D Mo for the Black Hair News.
This woman, just like a number of women and men who says lights, camera, and action, rub me in so many wrong ways that it's not even funny. At this time and day, women are scared of men, terrified. Not all, but a large portion of you. You claim that you would rather choose the bear. We're all creeps. We're all criminals. All of us must go to jail. Cut off our penises forever. We hate you. We don't need you. We don't like you. Off with their heads. The atrocities, the humanity, men this, men that, men. You, however, were able to sustain and obtain a significant amount of followers through your ingenuity, your personality. Something about you connects to the people. You know, everybody has their own niche. Some people are just better at the same thing as the next person. You managed to get you a group of women and men to follow you throughout your journey on social media. Now, I don't subscribe to you. Never been a big fan of the type of content that you put out there anyway, but I don't knock anybody's grind at all, because whatever works for you, that's cool. And it worked for you for a very long time. My question, my concern has always been about the messenger and its message. It doesn't really matter if it came from you or anybody else, big channel or small. It's about the messenger and the message. What are you speaking on? Where's your information derived from? Are you coming from a genuine place? Or is it about this? As much as I want to give you your flowers and your accolades for successfully being able to monetize and capitalize off of your individuality within the spaces of social media, I also have to challenge all aspects of your content, because within your content, there are gems and there are detriments to the psyche. If not checked or gone unnoticed, can do more harm than good. What do I mean by that? I repeatedly say this over and over. It could be your best friend. It can be President Obama. It can be the guy around the corner. It can be the woman of your dreams. They could walk and carry a subset of ideologies within themselves that they believe wholeheartedly is the end all be all to this walk of life. And you can't tell them nothing. They refuse any checks and balances. They go directly through. They get the front row seats. They have full access to all expenditures. There's no doors that are locked for them. The world is their oyster. And when you give a human being trauma, or you give them any form of stimulation, and there's a dip off from what they're accustomed to, whether it's negative or positive, there's always going to be a chemical reaction. You found a way to reach a group of people with a bunch of jargon, a bunch of hatred and a bunch of misguided conceptions, patterns, perspectives that would ultimately cause further friction in dialogue between men and women in general. It might seem palatable to some people, but if you're an adult that has gone through seasons and you've explored the variations between your version of what it's supposed to look like versus what reality actually displays to you, then you realize that this is not something for much consumption. Of course, that varies the person. I myself think that is extremely counterproductive to label yourself with a title as such as yours with rudimentary understanding of what you are actually participating in when you turn the camera on and you begin to speak a bunch of nonsense or things that come from your own personal experience. Now, I like to take you through a lengthy road. I like scenery. I like to stop at the drive-through. I like to go to those little shops and them little spots on the road when you're driving hundreds and hundreds of miles and you gotta go grab your snack, use the bathroom, the rest areas. You know what I'm talking about. I like the scenic routes. I love them. Why? Because you get to appreciate life more than you typically would. You see more of the world that way. I'm not really a hurry type of person. So, ma'am, I'm saddened because of what you have ultimately done is further make it difficult for humans to interact. You've made it extremely difficult for empathy to take root, and you've also dismantled the part of our consciousness that will allow us to consider that there might just be other options. There might be other pathways that we can take other than the one that you spread for so many years. Your sentencing has nothing to do with nobody else other than your beliefs, the system that you follow. The trauma that you went through. Your pride and your ego is solely responsible for the position that you find yourself in. As anybody else who has ever reaped and sowed from planting a seed of discord. That visual is a manifestation of your internal plumbing, period. It's already bad enough that men have it the hardest, have to prove the most, have to endure the most. So not only do we have the most pressure, but we have the most or lack thereof when it comes to sympathy. As much as it's being said that we have ultimately been responsible for solely destroying traditional values, we're responsible for polarizing sexuality. We're the reason why women are the way that they are all over social media, exploiting themselves consistently. We're to blame for everything, right? We made you do this and we made you do that. We have to take all of it on the chin. We're to blame for your failures in your relationships and your marriages. We're responsible for you opening your leg to Chad and Tyrone. We're responsible for the heating and electricity. We're responsible for your victimization. We are responsible for your false allegations. We are responsible for being unalive because of infidelity that has befallen us because of your decisions. Your decisions are our faults. Do you understand how oxymoronic and weird that is? So with all the burdens, all the weight on our shoulders, you create a metric system designed specifically to target a group of people who only think linearly. There's nothing else to explore. Your messages have been extremely toxic. The way that you presented yourself and carried yourself on screen and off screen has been atrocious, to say the least. Now, you're not no fake psychologist pretending that you have all of these degrees like the young lady that we just covered, but you are no better than she is. In fact, I would say you are just as bad. Ironically enough, when we come across stories like this on social media or we subscribe to people like you, it is often skewed because we don't really sit down long enough to think, is this really healthy? Is this viable to me? Is this really edifying? Or is the context and within her discussions based on something a little more nefarious than I could have ever imagined? You don't really know how complex humans are until you put them in a position where that desire and need for dopamine has more precedent than the actual individual itself. Brick Face Lady is one of the champions of grifting. She represents the ones who are high and the ones that are low. She represents the ones that are in the middle, and she represents the ones that are nuanced. She is a combination of every single man and woman that has a attribute that reaches out to you in such a way that brings more allure to them. She's no different than Hitler, as far as I'm concerned. And you might think that that's extreme, but when you consider the fact that this woman was successfully able to monetize being a victim of a crime that she committed herself, falsified information. She went on the internet and told the world that I was a victim, and the men didn't do anything. They didn't protect me. They didn't live up to traditional roles, help me, feel sorry for me because I am a black woman who has been treated like trash by the ones that are supposed to be considered kings. Kings, brothers, supposed to jump in front of the bullet, jump in front of the car, save the kids from the burning house, intervene in dangerous predicaments between one spouse and another spouse, even though you don't know them. Risk your life for me. Oh, you didn't do that. Here's your black men, ladies and gentlemen. Your black men didn't protect a black woman. Your message was to demonize and to weaponize a stereotype against a culture in order for you to monopolize off of it. You knew you were in the wrong. You knew everything about this situation was just an elaborate ploy, a well meticulous ploy to play on the heartstrings of decent human beings that care about the harm that comes on women, period. You are one of the worst type of people that could ever have a platform. Because you know exactly what to do. You know how to go about it. And you do it well. Very concise. I'm going to need y'all to rewind this from the beginning of the stream when you come back to the replay for those who eventually come across this one and you see my version of this story versus a number of other men who are going to cover this if they haven't already. I want you to listen and hear me closely at how devious and demonic this is, not just from a psychological aspect, but from a spiritual aspect too. This is very succubus-like. And this is what I mean when I speak about individuals who grew up a certain way and they don't understand that just because you grew up that way does not mean that that is the right way. That does not mean that within your dysfunction, it's really functional. To you, you're fine. You just picked up a few bad characteristics and traits from your mom or your dad. It's not that big of a deal. You don't need to change who you are. You're just fine having a bad attitude, or you're snappy, or you're bossy. You might think that you're okay. Those are just things that are inherent to you, but no, it's not. It's not. And Miss Rhoda here, Miss Osman, you went through some things in your life that I can see as clear as day. Just like looking through an X-ray, and all of your idiosyncrasies are being displayed before my eyes. The first time a dude touched you, the first time you had intercourse, the first time you felt betrayed by somebody, the way that your mom and your dad raised you, how your family dynamic, I can tell that you went through some stuff and you just assumed without therapy and without proper guidance and help that it was okay to be how you are. It's cool. Most of us think it's okay to be how we are. Like we're just perfect the way we are. There's no growth. There's no room for improvement. You took the social media for more reasons than to just monetize off of it. You did. But here's the issue. You found your lane and it works for you, but you disrespected Black men, Black women. You've insulted men. You've insulted women. How? How? Let's be clear. You know the hardships on both sides. You know the struggles. You know how the system works. You know who the real enemy is. You came on here targeting a group of people specifically so that you can monetize off of arguments. You wanted to see Black men and Black women fighting against each other. You spew out a bunch of hate. And then you insult us by insinuating that we don't protect, while also being the very person that puts yourself in harm's way of every single incident that you're in. You lied. And I've watched a number of different clips from you. How you dance, how you move, how you talk, how dismissive you are, how combative you are. You are one of the most horrendous people. I don't even know how anybody was friends with you, to be honest with me. Like, you sat here and took $42,000 from men and women. You had these people thinking, oh shit, I need help. I'm going through. I'm on hard times. I'm in pain. I'm in agony. Which is like, it's ironic because look at where we are now with the government shut down, people getting snatched up by ICE and all type of shit.
Oh, that does sound good. I'll be right back with that for you.
You have you painted a narrative that we're all horrible, that we're all monsters, that we don't know how to love Black women, that all we're good for is resources. You're just another number who has gotten on these platforms and promoted nothing but bitterness and hatred. You're practicing hypergamy and the most dysfunctional way possible. You told these people that they threw a brick at your face. It was a bottle. You failed to mention that you actually initiate the assault. You failed to mention that you pretty much admitted to falsifying all of this information. Number of videos where you said, oh, if you gotta lie and you gotta cheat and do this and do that to get what you want, then do it. You went on and told women this. You told them while spending their money. You taking trips, doing all this shit on somebody else's dime. Niggas right now is hoping that the government shutdown shit goes away. They need their food stamps. People are about to crash out completely. I had one woman I reacted to earlier. She was crying because she didn't understand why the hell she can't go back to work. She ain't had a check in like 7 days or more. She need her money. She got bills. People really going through. And you telling me that you thought it was a great idea to lie and make it harder for men to connect with women. You thought it was okay to lie and make it harder for women to connect with men by going on and saying, oh, look at my face. I'm in the hospital. Woe is me. And people fell for it. And they gave you exactly what you asked for, didn't they? No. Nobody feels bad for you. Me especially. I typically have some level of compassion because I can understand, like, from a psychological aspect. You did this because of stuff that happened to you before, but you're consciously going out of your way to use people and to play with people. You could have stopped at any time. You wanted to push this narrative. You wanted to play with the system, and you wanted to continue to play in our face continually while laughing and while swiping that card. If I put up a GoFundMe, and trust me, I've put up 2 of them. One of them was because I wanted to save my house. The other one was because somebody in my family was going through something extremely bad, and I tried to reach out to the people. And blessings and shout outs to the few who answered the call, but little old me does not get the same love and support as somebody with a high following. And I actually was going through something. You, on the other hand, you played the I'm a woman card, false accusation card, and everybody came running to your aid. That's backwards. Makes absolutely no sense. But see, because I'm a guy, I don't get the same level of care or consideration. You, as a black woman, will play that card until the end of time without even ever holding yourself accountable for the fact that you are manipulating people. You're manipulating the system, and you're abusing Cash App, you're abusing GoFundMe, you're abusing these services that are specifically for folks who are in dire need. That is a different level of dirtbag. A whole different level. It takes somebody with a certain brain capacity to consider these options as options and then go forward with actually implementing them. You harmed yourself, put yourself in harm's way, spent most of your social media career just disrespecting men in general, all for you to get help from men in general. The men that weren't protecting you were the same men that were putting money in your GoFundMe. The same men that you told women to stay away from are the same men that were putting money in your GoFundMe. And while them women were listening to you and subscribe to you and following you, yes, girl, yes, queen, don't even realize exactly how much of a disaster you really were. You spent these people money on trips, clothes. You spent these people money, laughed in their face, and then wanted people to feel sorry for you. You need help. And like, quite frankly, 90 days in prison is not good enough. No, it's not.
The fool. Why I gotta be the fool?
Stop playing with me, man. 90 days. Sean Kingston is about to do some real hard time. That nigga is about to go down for some shit. Him and his mom. There's people who have gotten harsher sentences for crossing the street wrong. 90 days in jail for taking $42,000 of somebody else's money. I say you got off light. 90 days, 10 years without social media. I'm pretty sure you're going to violate it. You're going to find a way to get on there. I just know it. Because somebody assisted you in this. Like, you don't have no real sisterhood. That shit is phony. That sisterhood shit is fake as hell. Because y'all allowed her to do this corny shit. There's niggas in jail right now for stuff they didn't do. A black man spent 40 years of his life in prison. He just got released like a few weeks ago. White woman lied on him. Bammers is in jail for shit that he didn't do. False allegations. But y'all don't see the problem with that. I know you know that this woman here was on some real devious shit. Y'all didn't stop her. You didn't correct it. You allowed her and her patterns to continue on for so long that she just felt like she was untouchable. And a lot of people are the same way. That is why you are where you are. Your attitude. You're selfish. You're egotistical. You can't be wrong. You can't be told no. "90 days in prison. 90 days, 10 years, no social media, and you gotta pay the $42,000 back." And based upon your attitude and how you talk and the fact that you would even take a blueprint like this and think that it was okay, tells me all I need to know about your character. Your character is trash. You're going to go find you a job, somebody's going to hire you. And you're going to find yourself in the same position again. I know it. I know it. Brickface lady, aka Miss Osmond, Rhoda Osmond, is a woman, a black woman, by the way, who extorted. Well, I ain't gonna say extorted. She made false allegations against a couple of black men, saying that they assaulted her, and they actually, well, let's do this. Let's do a quick little recap, shall we? I had a longer version. I think I also have a shorter version. I'm gonna give you the shorter version of this. The shorter version pretty much surmises the same thing. I want you to get a close look on this one, and then you'll understand why I'm saying what I'm saying. Absolutely disgusting work. Let me get my camera right. Hold up.
The brick lady was just sentenced to jail for lying about being hit with a brick and stealing money from GoFundMe. 90 days in jail, 10 years probation, and banned from being on social media. Where are the apologies at? Let me jog our memory.
Yo, this man just hit me in my face with a brick, and all these black men just watch, and they don't give a...
What really happened was she was so drunk, she got into a man's car, started wilding out on him, hit him, so he then proceeded to throw a water bottle at her. That's when she picked up her phone, went in front of the gas station, and started lying, saying she just got beat up by a man with a brick for not giving her number, and all these men sat here and watched. Y'all attacked those men, y'all attacked their families, when they told y'all they never seen her get hit by a brick. What make it worse, she has a history of making up lies to get money on GoFundMe. So I wonder if any of these creators are going to hold themselves accountable for leading a front where not only those men who didn't do anything were harassed, but y'all was calling us, what, bullet bags and all this other stuff? When she stole the GoFundMe money, y'all was still defending her, saying she never stole the money. She never even touched it.
And there you go. Just a quick little recap of exactly who we are speaking on. That shit is crazy, man. That shit is absolutely disgusting, bro. That's why I'm like, they gave her 90 days. 90 days in prison. Even though she actually assaulted the person first and then lied about all of it. And then on top of that, she went on a whole tirade, long list of scams, just getting money out of people, man. That shit crazy. And my problem with her is not even necessarily just her herself, but it's people like her that do the same shit that she does. She ain't the only one. That's the bigger problem. It's not even about her in general. It's the fact that there are women like this out here that they do this shit as a profession. This is their job. Their job is to extort, extract, and exchange. They have no compassion. They don't have no sympathy for you, me, or even their sisterhood. I have seen it, the comment sections, where folks, they defend it. They stick up for them. She ain't do this, she ain't do that. You are an incel. You don't get pussy. You're just lonely. You don't get women. I've seen those. I've seen them. I see them all the time. I see them in arguments that ain't got shit to do with this.
Car park there, mate. Well, fuck off.
That shit is crazy. It has to stop. It has to. And see, that's like when you come across women like this, I can't sit here and say that every woman is like her, because that's not true. Every woman does not move like that. There are very articulate, intelligent women out here who have honor, who have dignity, that have respect. They hold each other accountable. They don't care about whether or not they fit into your clique or not. They're not trying to be popular. They're not trying to. No, they don't care about that. What is right and wrong is what is right and wrong, man or woman. And see, there's not enough of that. She tried to sue another woman for holding her accountable. Queen of Accountability. That's her name. She even called her. I did a reaction video to her before. I've covered this woman before. It's not about her specifically. It's about the type of demeanor and character that she has that I've seen in a number of different content creators like her. And they move all the same. Some don't lie on you about abuse. Some of them lie about having a disease, or some of them lie about their family going through this. And some people say this and some people say that. I don't like that shit. It's wild, man. If you see, or if you type in Brick Lady, Rhoda Osmond, you go to any of the content that she has on social media. She's loud, she's obnoxious, she's arrogant. She is very manipulative, very controlling. She does not like to be told no. She's one of them folks that you see walking and you go the other direction. You cross the street because you know she's going to be the one that tries to get your whole livelihood taken away from you. That shit crazy, bro. And imagine there being 20, 30 of her on social media. Imagine there being 40 Brick Ladies on YouTube. What? Do you know how dastardly that is? 20 of them? Put it in perspective. All of them are not going to be loud like her. All of them are not going to dress like her. All of them are not going to talk like her. But they still have the same attitude and the same mindset as she does. And all of them have a large following. Real talk. It's all around us. It's everywhere. On Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram. They're everywhere. You got to know how to discern. You got to know how to discern. You need to know the differences between someone who is healed and walking upright and someone who is just there for a paycheck and a come up. By all means, some of them hate men. They have a big disdain towards them for some reason. They don't want to get the right help for it. You want to blame and rationalize your bad behaviors by putting pain on someone else because of shit that you went through. I ain't have nothing to do with what happened to you. I didn't have nothing to do with why you don't trust me. I don't have nothing to do with why you don't respect men. I don't have nothing to do with why you get up here, manipulate folks. That ain't my problem. You need Jesus. You need something more than I can give you. Which is why you are where you are right now. This is exactly why prison has opened its arms to you. You did it to yourself. And here's the thing, right? As much as I talk about it, and as much as people say, "Oh, you're gay, you hate women," shut up. I don't hate women. I love women. I spent way too much of my life chasing after women in the first place. One of my biggest issues was chasing after. I absolutely adore women. I don't like the succubus spirit that inhabits a lot of you because you don't even know that you're being used by it. SM, what's up? You can't blame nobody else for the reason why you are doing 90 days and you're on probation and you can't use social media. Everything that has happened here is on your head, nobody else's. And for the rest of you out there that think that you can continuously play around with people's lives, frame people, lie on people, use them for their money, play on their heartstrings, you're not really getting away with it. You think you are, but you're not. God has a way of showing up to remind you that he's still here and he exists and he saw what you did and what you said to that person and what you did to that person. Interesting that you said that, SM, because I was on the stream, I believe it was earlier or it was yesterday, and I was in the comment section. I hit the horn or something, and I heard like the honking or some shit. I thought I was tripping, but you saying you got a noise too? They must have added some type of new feature or something. Oh, you're talking about the sound effect shit. My bad, I'm tripping. Nah, but for real, there's at least 20 or 30 brick ladies on the internet, and they're giving out horrible ass advice. They're not even being honest. They're just angry because they didn't get their way or because somebody didn't love them properly. So they want to take out their issues on everybody else. Go get you some help. I was tripping. I thought you was talking about something else. No, man, y'all gotta stop with that. But like I said earlier, like everybody got their own hustle. and whatever work for you, work for you. But at the exchange of lying to people to get them to pay for my trips to Barbados and Cancun and shit, nah, man, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. I'll be on my last, and I'll never sit up here and fake an injury or lie about some. I'm not doing that. That's just wrong, man. When people go out of their way to support you, they do it because they want to, because they care. They don't have to do it. They do it because they still have some humanity in them. So when y'all do shit like this, it make people look like, damn, man, this is why I don't be wanting to do this shit anyway. This is exactly why I don't be wanting to help nobody out, because it's always some fuck shit with these scammers and like, and that's exactly what she did. So nah, I don't feel bad for her, and I don't feel bad for nobody like her. It's to the point to where I'm very cautious about every single YouTuber or influencer. What you influencing? Who are you talking to? What is your audience? Are you unbiased in your assertions? Are you being fair? Are you being reasonable? Are you being open? Are you being even all across the board? I highly doubt most are. I've never asked a single soul up here on not one live stream to donate to me. I've never asked for nothing up here. SM will tell you, she's been here the longest out of most people. She'll tell you, I don't ask for nothing. But you got people that they beg and beg and beg and beg, and even at the extent their lies say that their family is in the hospital, their lies say they were in a car accident. People really be vultures out here, man, and y'all be fucking it up for folks that really be doing things out the kindness of their heart. Make it harder for content creators who are just chill, that don't really be on that. You make it harder for men to be accepted by their own race. Black women don't seem to really like black men all like that. I see black women who do, but I see more who don't. You make it harder for black women to trust their black men. Yeah, make it harder for black men to trust these women. When you got somebody like her doing that shit right there, how can you really argue and say that it's a lie? Like if I followed her story for a number of years. It's been at least 2 years that I've kept up with this woman. And I still don't think all black women act like her. But I'm different. I don't move to the same beat as everybody. I can't attach her and her BS to somebody else. You're not Rhoda Osmond. You're Jasmine Gray. At some point, we got to pick a side, and we got to be very cautious about the type of content we consume and who we support, man. But again, I digress. She 90 days is not even going, and I'm gonna close out with this. 90 days is not going to change who she is. As long as she's been doing that, 90 days is not going to change her. 90 days is an insulting sentence anyway, but it's not going to change her. That probation, that's a slap. That's just you telling me, oh, we kind of just, it's okay, honey. It's okay. They're there. They're there. They're there. You bad as shit, but they're there. It's okay. It's okay. That's all they do. She gonna get right back out, and she gonna do some more shit. That's all I gotta say about that. My thoughts and prayers go out to everybody. I hope y'all get y'all money back. I do. I hope when she returns, she gets her stuff in order. She changes her habits, the way that she thinks about men and women, how she sees folks. I hope that everybody who fell victim to her, they're compensated. I hope her story is a consistent reminder that you can't trust everybody on the internet. That you might have some things that you need to look on within and ask yourself the question, am I really the problem? Because we all are consistently growing in areas. The fact, if you even think for a second that you got it all figured out just because you had a week or a month of enlightenment, nah, it don't work like that. You could have gone a year. You could have gone 2 years with all of this self-righteous change, and it don't matter until you're actually tested and put in positions where you have to accept that somebody might have a different perspective than you on whether or not you are the person that you say you are. Hard pill to swallow when you got a lot of ego. When you think you know it all. When you got people lying to you and gassing you up to make you feel like you've reached the top of the mountain. There's a lot of people out here that swear up and down that they ain't wrong about nothing, that they perfect, that they're above and beyond reproach. Rhoda, however you pronounce her name, you are the perfect example. Everything that I spoke on from the beginning of this stream to the very end of it. Shout outs to Switch Arcana. Shout out to SM. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. Appreciate everybody who tapped in this evening. Lord willing, I will be back tomorrow morning, dropping two shows, going back into the laboratory So, shout outs to everybody who has been showing up, subscribing to the channel. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Let me do that again. Without y'all, there is no me. So, thank you. You guys enjoy your night. If you need to reach me, you know where I'm at. I will see you tomorrow. God bless.
If I'm a one-hit wonder, at least I got one, huh? At least I got something, really ain't me. The beat bumping, one song could change lives. Let's see something, one joke could save lives. We gon' keep coming, keep functioning, something out of nothing. Ball-wise, I'm top 300, get your favorite artist. I'll chop it up with mutton. If they haters, your ghost can be bludgeon. If they for real, we getting money. So try BS minus Negroes, cutting everything authentic. Stupid shit I did it, punishing myself like my mom prison. No questions, no tea, not lifting. One